What if I told you that you could save someone with depression, anxiety, or thinking about suicide by spending 3 minutes doing this? In 2005, a group of researchers in Australia set out to find if sending a series of postcards to people that had attempted suicide by poisoning would avoid further attempts of suicide. Over 300 people received a series of 8 postcards over a period of 12 months. They achieved something that antidepressants or crisis interventions hadn't achieved. They were able to reduce by 50% the amount of repeated suicide attempts compared to those that didn't receive the postcard. This is more impressive if you consider the low effort design that they put in this postcard. It looks like it came out from a computer still running in Windows 95. The findings from this Australian study in 2005 have been tested since then. In 2012, a study showed no difference on self-harm if they sent a postcard or if they didn't send a postcard, but importantly, they did show improvements in mental health of those that received the postcards. A third study in 2018 confirmed that sending a series of 8 postcards over a period of 12 months reduced the incidence of new suicide attempts in a population of over 3,000 in Iran. I first learned of these studies in 2020, right before the first COVID lockdowns happened, and at the time I was living in Glasgow and my wife was living in Boston. So a thing that we did to keep in touch with each other was sending letters to each other. And I think that really strengthened our relationship, and I have to admit that that's one of the happiest memories that I have from my time in Glasgow. They usually took around 2 weeks to arrive, but seeing a letter in the mailbox was one of my happiest moments. Around this time in March 2020, the Irish Post Service sent 2 postcards to every household in the country so that they could keep in touch with their loved ones. I don't think they were aware of the possible benefits of sending a postcard to someone, especially in lonely times like in the COVID lockdown. We still don't know what it is exactly what helped the people that received the postcards. But we also don't know exactly the words that they should contain. In fact, the study in Iran showed better results for men compared to the study in Australia, and the researchers think that it might have done with the wording in the postcards. We also have to take into account the cultural differences between countries and what a postcard means to different people around the world. There's also the question about other means of communication. What about email, text messages, or contacts through social media? Would they also show similar benefits? Although it's impossible to say that every time we send a postcard we are gonna save someone's life, I think it's something so simple that doing it from time to time, sending a postcard to our loved ones, is something that we can do to improve their lives and improve our connection with them, especially if you know that they're struggling with their mental health. Overall, I think it's worth a try. Let me know what your thoughts on this, and how do you feel when you receive postmail, or if you like sending it. I'll leave some tips right here if you want to know what else can you do to help someone else struggling with their mental health.